What is going on, everyone? Welcome in. First live episode. Very excited here on the GTD Sports Network. I'm Zach Rieger here of the Betting on the Rocks podcast. Like I said, first live show, and we're gonna see how this goes. We're here. It's a little bit different. Even last week on my guest appearance on the Going the Distance Sports podcast, I had my whiskey. I had the rocks. This week we're switching up just a little bit. It's been a day, so we got the coffee with a little bit. We're staying on brand. Still got the whiskey. Don't you worry about that. Just making our coffee a little Irish. Switching up a little bit. Can't do anything too much of the same. But once again, welcome in. I am your host Zach Rieger. Be sure to check out the GTD Sports Network. Check out their website, gtdsports.com, full of all my podcast episodes and the 4 other podcast episodes that are on there. It is awesome. It is fantastic. Nothing better at all than them and just all the coverage. It's not just one thing. It's not just one team, one region. It's everything. And I am blessed. I'm obviously not the only gambler here, but I'm blessed, to be that guy, to be the one that people, hopefully come to for their plays, even though unfortunately I am on a bit of a cooler right now. September was an absolutely awesome month for me. Starting off college football, my college football record is still pretty good. The last couple of weeks, I've sadly seen it kind of take a turn. Still pretty solid on the year, hitting above 60%. But I definitely missed the days when I was 9-2 through a couple weeks. Now I am more. Let's pull it up. 41, 24, and 2. So with 1 unit plays up 13.5 units. So still happy with my college football bets. But NFL, I got to get it going. I don't know what's wrong. I think I was too lasered in. I was too focused. I was too. I don't even know how to say it. The board. I was just letting the board speak to me a little bit too much. Where I was just listening, and all of a sudden I almost forgot what football was. And I was just like, "Ooh, this spread." And I was going more system plays, and no, not so fast, Vegas. I caught myself. You got me for the last time. So looking ahead, NFL, I'm not even gonna say my record. I am below 50%. We'll just leave it that way. The player props they've really been hurting. I haven't been great against the spread, but the props have really been hurting me as well. I mentioned that last week on the episode. But let's get into. I'll recap We'll start. We'll go chronologically. We'll start with a little recap of the weekend. We'll go some Monday Night Madness, as I named this episode for sure, and then we'll get into some a little look ahead, just a brief little look ahead. So last week had my first losing college football Saturday, which was a shame. It was absolutely a shame, especially starting off so strong. Thursday I went 1-0 with Virginia plus 5.5. Friday go 1-0 with Iowa -3. That taught me too. That was the public. Iowa -3 was trending, and they still smashed. So, huge play there. Huge play. That one I sweat for about 20 seconds. But then we get into the plays. Wisconsin, oh my gosh. Their offense, they cannot move the ball. Like it's absolutely ridiculous. Their offense is atrocious. Like I thought, Notre Dame's got a good defense. They're coming around, but man, that Graham Mertz, that was tough to watch, my man. That was tough. So very last time I bet on Wisconsin this year, just if you go down 14-3, it just seems impossible. Even 7-0, like 7-3, 10-3. Anything where you have to get a touchdown, or I guess get more than just a touchdown to win, that's a lot. The defense is awesome. Wisconsin unders are probably going to be a thing if they're not already, which I'm sure they are. But man, that was a tough one. I start off with a tough one. perhaps the worst bet, definitely the worst bet of this year so far for college, and probably the one of the worst in my lifetime. Coming from a St. Louis guy, you see the hat, repping the Cards, 17-game win streak, wild card, playing the 106 win Dodgers. Shout out. But back to the worst bet, Mizzou -2.5 over Tennessee, who has been abysmal, who has been awful. Now Mizzou's not great; they're not bad, but they're not great. Now I think they're bad. How do you give up 62-24? 62-24 as a home favorite. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That makes no sense. That I wa- that game, that was so ugly. I was talking about Wisconsin's offense being ugly. Mizzou's defense, they weren't even trying out there, man. They were not even trying. It was it was awful. Tennessee could do whatever they want when they wanted. Edit, like I said, it was just ridiculous. They were running for, it seemed like 12 yards a carry. I'd believe it. I don't even know what the official stat is. I'd believe if it was 12 yards a carry. He wasn't getting touched till like 6 yards down the field. Like anyone who was running the ball, absolutely crazy. Buffalo +7. That was a public dog that I found out was really big on them. They pushed. Memphis losing to Temple. That one shocked me. I went on the podcast last week talking about just how bad Temple is and how good Memphis is. Memphis was coming off a loss. I thought they would come, pissed off, but no. Why would you be pissed off? Let's just lay an egg, against a team with their homecoming on the road. So that one does not make any sense to me at all. But I guess good for Temple. Memphis, that was terrible. You had so many opportunities to just take the lead, double-digit lead. You were up. You were covering for a minute there. And then 17 points in the second quarter. 17 points in the second quarter. Made it a tie game at half. You were up for a minute. And then just fumbling inside your own 5 and just shooting yourself in the foot. Tough look for a lot of Tigers. Tough. You know what? Holy shit. Yeah, tough look for Tigers. I don't think I'm ever going to bet on a Tiger again. Mizzou, Memphis, and LSU all lost for me. Granted, LSU also lost to Tigers, and I don't think anyone's talked about it enough. I know it was talked about when Mizzou first joined the SEC. 3 Tigers in the SEC, Auburn, LSU, and Mizzou. That just kind of sucks. 3. I mean, we need something else. I don't even know, but 3 Tigers. Yeah, that was talked about a ton. It hasn't been talked about in years, so had to bring it back up. Oh, man. So Tigers, LSU, not even going to talk about it. Although, represent SEMO by Darius Knight, and SEMO transfer was in my freshman year speech class. No big deal. Got the game-sealing interception for Auburn, so good for him. Love seeing him do well. That was exciting to see, actually. Had some mixed feelings with that because that, iced my bet away. But good for him. That was fun. Man. Western Kentucky +11. That one, is what it is. I still don't mind that bet. Western Kentucky, I think they're a good team. Michigan State just kept putting up points, and Western Kentucky tried. They put up points as well. Couldn't do it. And then UTSA, they hurt me. But there was no way I was going to ride them 4-0 against the spread. People's champion. I knew 21.5 was a little bit too much, but had to do it. I couldn't not bet it and then they cover. Well, felt like an idiot, even more of an idiot than I do now, which is, pretty reasonable. But let's get into some of my wins. I'm tired of talking my losses. It was tough. Like I said, 4-6-1 on Saturday. So not great, but still hitting at 63%. Liberty +2.5. How they were the dogs is beyond me. I know UAB was a pretty good team. They were undefeated heading into it, I do believe. And yeah, just it was close at first, 3-3 half. But Liberty just kept doing their thing. It's crazy. Malik Willis is just a stud, absolute stud. Love watching Liberty play. They burned me against Syracuse, but I mean, you burn me 1 week out of 5 games. I'm just going to keep riding Liberty. They are awesome. Bama. Had to get Bama. That was just the play. Ole Miss was a sexy pick, and I was kind of on the fence. with it, but I was just like, Alabama, don't overthink it. They're the best team. They always win. They're at home. But they weren't at home against Florida, but kind of bit me against Florida because it was the same spread, but all of a sudden they only win by 2. But then I looked at Ole Miss's schedule again, and I saw they literally have not played anyone. They played Louisville and then no one. And Louisville's kind of, yeah, they're kind of suspect on their own. So I was like, you know what? This is just an easy play, Bama. Wish I would have been that confident with Georgia. Was not. I think Georgia's the best team in the country by far. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous how much better they are. Another win, Nevada +5. Could sprinkle the money line a little bit. I brought that one up as a lot. Love Nevada. Once again, did not think they should be the dog. And so those are my wins. Kind of a nice little weekly recap for that Saturday. NFL. As you can see, I'm not wearing my Titans gear today. It's a little tough. I will still always rep my team, but that one hurts. Losing to the Jets, you don't really come back from that. Even if, Titans make the playoffs, even if they somehow win Super Bowl, which they're not going to do with that defense. Somehow they do it. This one's still just going to hurt. And just, I tried memeing it up, be that guy. Tweet out. It's like, oh, well, we're just a nice team, a class organization. We want to give the Jets their first lead of the season. And then it was like, are you sure? And I was like, not at all. And it just turned into this unbelievable game. And it was so ugly to watch. So many ugly games to watch this this weekend. That if you come away with it, that's what it is. A lot of ugly games, a lot of ugly football being played. I'm not going to make excuses because it is the Jets. Having Julio and AJ Brown out really showed up more than I thought. But Tannehill played a hell of a game, played an awesome game. And he just had no help. He had 2 seconds to throw, if that. His line just let it all up. I can't. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Especially, first off, they lose to the Jets. That's awful. The worst part about it, so I had, not the best day. I think I was 2-4 with NFL, against the spread. Yeah, 2-4. And would have made pretty much my money back. At least would have broken even with a nice 4-team teaser that I knew someone was going to destroy. I knew I liked it way too much, but I think the Titans will have been the last team I would have said that wouldn't cover. I thought for a sec Washington might. The teaser was Bengals -2.5. That was a sweat Thursday night, but they didn't cover for me the 7.5, but the 2.5 I was happy with. So that was a sweat, but that covered. So heading into it, I needed Chiefs -1, Washington football team +4.5 against the Falcons. Ended up beating them, which I was like, there's no way they lose by more than a field goal to the Falcons. There's no way. Even though it looks a little close for a bit. And then Chiefs -1, they got to beat the Eagles. And then Titans -1.5. The teaser favorite of the gambling world, of gambling Twitter. Man, that one hurt. +220, a 4-team teaser. Looked beautiful. Just couldn't do it. Let's get into some of my L's. Then we're going to ramp it up. After I talk about these few L's, this was a tough weekend. Like I said, October has been spooky. It has been spooky. September was awesome, and October, man, we'll get back to it. Like I said, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to reading the board perfectly. Where we're heading back to 60. So Detroit money line, Detroit. I'm just going to see myself Detroit, kind of like Atlanta the past few years. I feel like Detroit's going to be the team that I keep betting on just because I believe in Dan Campbell, and they play teams so tough, so close. Bet them against the Packers, which it's hard to blame weather, but if it wasn't so rainy, I think the line's at least covering, possibly, win. Probably not, but it's at least close. So bet them money line against the Bears. Should have known, it's Matt Nagy. There were rumors flying around, Matt Nagy getting fired. I don't believe the rumors, but still just them being out there. Him getting fired if they lose that game, well, obviously he's not going to win that game. He's going to keep doing just good enough to stay around. And just tough. But I like the lines a lot this week as well. So that's a tough one because I'm just gonna keep betting them. It's not good. It's the Lions, poverty franchise, unfortunately. Then let's see, Vikings. Vikings lost in a pick 'em. It turned out I didn't like them as much in a pick 'em, but I gave it out, so I had to ride with it. Liked them a lot more at +2. I mean, it wouldn't have covered either way with it being a 14-7 ball game. That was just such an interesting game. That really was. But yeah, I just like them as home dogs. The Vikings are always that team that can play well, can not play well. Just kind of that. So with the Browns on the road, seemed like a good home dog play. Panthers -4. I still don't hate this pick. I think that was the right pick. I know Cowboys looked great, but so did the Panthers, even without McCaffrey. They still looked really good in my opinion. Obviously, you can tell they're missing him, but they Darnold is looking great. RB1, Sam Darnold. Saints -7, absolute trap. Knew that one. Didn't feel great about it. Lost another Wednesday night winner parlay. Come check us out on Colorcast, exclusively on the app Colorcast. Wednesday night winners, me and my buddy, just do a show. We talk about Thursday night football and then look ahead to the weekend. So a lot of fun there. Just a little half-hour show, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. And then back to my winners. Seattle +2.5. I thought that was a great play. Seattle, it's NFC West. Seattle being a dog is always great. And then Baltimore +1. That one scared me a little bit because I thought too many people might have been on Baltimore and we've just seen that and been Baltimore, but had to ride with it. And I'm glad I did 23-7. Fortunate what happened to Teddy Bridgewater, but that definitely changes the whole betting on the Broncos moving forward. So like that pick a lot. But like I said, the board getting a little bit too much in my head, but we're clear now. We've got the clear mind. So a lot of fun. We are under a couple hours away from kickoff of Monday Night Football. So let's get into a little Monday madness. It's gonna be great. Let's look at that. Monday night plays. Oh, technology is awesome. Look at that. Follow us on Twitter. Don't forget that. Betting Rocks Pod. I'm at Zachary18 at GTD Sports as well. For them, we'll get back. As you can see, my Twitter's all still up there. It's going to be fun. This is a great matchup. The primetime games have been awesome. Pretty much have all been one score except for a couple. So a lot of fun primetime matchups. And this one is going to be huge. The Raiders and the Chargers. 3-0 Raiders, 2-1 Chargers. Chargers are at home. A lot of people think the Chargers are the better team, myself included. And this is going to be a fun one. It really will with excuse me. Gotta get all my tabs going. Yeah, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Herbert versus Carr, and that can't say it enough. AFC West right now looking like the best division in football, which is not really that surprising. So this is the day. New week, we're getting back. We are getting back on the right track with the NFL, which is funny because I know NFL a lot more than I do college. So, and betting, I'm doing a lot better in college. So we'll see. But here we go. I know the lines are just so sharp in the NFL. But here we go. I'm riding it. Fade me if you want. Chargers -3. I think they're the better team. They're the home team. The Raiders, it's hard to bet on the Raiders falling, but I feel like they do this every year where they always kind of fall off. They look great in games and they can span 2-3 games together. But just to really last, is this real? I think the Raiders are a very good team. I think they're a good team, potential playoff team. But I don't think they make the playoffs with that division. I think there's too many good teams in the AFC for the West to have all the wild cards. Maybe they can squeak in as a 7. They'll be in the hunt till the very end because that's just who the Raiders are. They're always in the hunt till the very, very end, and they'll finish 9-8, 10-7, something like that. So I don't know if this is the week with primetime because it's the Raiders on primetime, so they always put up a good fight. But we'll see. I've been on the Raiders a little bit, bet them against the Ravens, and what was by far the craziest Monday night game I've seen in at least a good amount of time. So in this, I also have with Derek Carr. got at -115 for him to throw an interception. I think that's a pretty good bet at that value. I was kind of surprised to see it. What I used, I had at -115 on both sides. I think the Chargers just picked off Patrick Mahomes multiple times, and Derek Carr has thrown some picks as well. Let's see how many picks he's thrown. Game log, yeah, he threw an interception week 1, threw an interception week 3. Did not week 2 against Pittsburgh. So against the Chargers, who picked off Patrick Mahomes. Let's get an exact number, just because I want to be super journalistic and accurate. Yeah, twice. So they've had 3 interceptions the Chargers defense has in the last 2 weeks. I just think that's a great play for that value, -115. That's pretty solid. Nice little prop. We're getting it back. Sometimes you have to go a little juicy. I don't like it. I don't like doing juice picks, but gotta go a little juicy. And Hunter Renfrow over 4.5. Got it at -160. Like I said, very juicy, but he's hit that every time. He's taken away some from Darren Waller. Darren Waller still the number one, obviously. But Derek Carr is starting to spread around a little bit. After week 1, we saw it was like, okay, he's just force feeding Darren Waller again. What do you have? 19 targets, which was ridiculous. Thought we'd never see it again until Najee Harris got it somehow a couple weeks ago. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, so Hunter Renfrow over 4.5. Like I said, juicy play, a little more juice than I normally like to give, but juicy play of the day right there. It's got a nice little ring to it. I like that. Juicy play of the day, Hunter Renfrow receptions over 4.5. And then Keenan Allen burnt me last week. He did burn me last week. But I'm going with his over prop again. He still got 12 targets. Like he's passed 81.5 every game except last game. His role last game was kind of changed. It was they tried turning him into more of the short, slant screen. He was the short one with Mike Williams being the deep threat. And while Mike Williams has been awesome, I don't see just that change. Yeah, 8 receptions for 50 yards, averaging 6.25 yards per catch. He did get that touchdown, but I don't think that's necessarily what they're going to keep doing from here on out. He's still going to be playing a bunch. I think he can easily hit over 100 yards against the Raiders. Improved defense, but their secondary still is not what it needs to be, especially with Herbert, Allen, and Mike Williams. So I like Allen a lot at over 81.5. I think his performance last week kind of brought the number down a little bit, which I like. So 81.5. And then my last player prop. So I got Chargers -3, Carr to throw an interception, Renfrow over 4.5, Keenan Allen over 81.5 receiving yards. And then my last one, Darren Waller, anytime touchdown. Got at +105. If you see Darren Waller anytime touchdown at plus money, you just have to take it. You really do. He's going to get a ton of targets. And this is projecting to be a higher scoring game. A lot of people are on the over. And the over is 51.5. So I just really like Waller to score a touchdown. Like with that value, with the talent, with the targets he's going to get. And he hasn't had a touchdown since week 1. And that doesn't really scare me. I'm more just like he's got to be due for that. With 7 targets. Like I said, Carr's been spreading around a little bit, but Waller at plus money for a touchdown at any time. Have to do that. I always do a nice little first touchdown score. Not sure who I'm going to do yet between a few names. But be sure I post all my picks on at Betting Rocks Pod on the Twitter. We're nearing 1,000 followers. We're in the 980s, 970s, 979. Yeah. So we're getting close to 1,000. Would love to hit 1,000 here soon. Would be a lot of fun. So a lot of good stuff out there. Normally I put my plays there, and then my personals where you see all the reactions and the craziness and the fuck the Titans, all that stuff, But yeah, so those are my plays for Monday night. This is going to be a fun game. I'm very excited for this one. This one's getting a lot of hype, but for a good reason. 2 very good AFC West teams Monday night. If the bad matchups have still been pretty good on primetime, so a good matchup should definitely definitely be entertaining. Ooh, it's good coffee. Okay, let's get into a nice little look ahead. Shall we go another little quick banner? Quick banner. Boom. A little look ahead for we'll just do NFL for this week. Got some of the early odds out so far. Haven't really looked at college a whole lot. I'll do that later in the week. And if you want to see my college plays, be sure to check out Wednesday Night Winners on Colorcast. I'll be giving out some of my leans there. I normally don't play some till either the morning of or rarely the night before, but normally it's the morning of Saturday. And normally college I'll do some Friday night just because that's when I have some time, do some digging, and there's normally a lot of plays. I think I'm going to try to like back off a little bit. I've been doing a lot of plays. I've been doing like double-digit plays every Saturday. It's just tough with college. I say that every week, but there's just so many games. It's so easy to like so many plays. Now, I've been doing pretty good with NFL, keeping it a small number, but I think I'm going to do that too, just kind of try to focus in more and give out some good winners. But some of my initial thoughts, we got Rams, Seahawks Thursday night, +1. That is going to be interesting. My first initial thought is I like the Seahawks. I think I like the Seahawks home dogs. The Rams are good, but so are the Seahawks. I think the Rams are a better team than the Seahawks. But Russell Wilson at home, primetime game. Think it should be a pretty good. It'll be another good game. So kind of my initial thought there. My early winner of stay the hell away of this game is Jets at Falcons -3.5. I am not going to touch that line. That's just ugly. A 3.5, not even a 2.5 or a 3. A 3.5 for the Falcons. Falcons should cover. They're at home, but oh man, the Jets have a little momentum now after beating some team. I don't remember who they beat. That it just doesn't matter. They won. Good for them. Got their first win. I don't remember who they beat, and I don't want to know. Eagles, Carolina. I really like the Panthers -4. I just initial thoughts looking into it. This is not looking into any stats, any trends, any injury news. This is just really reading down the list. All these odds are on Bet Online. To just throw that out there. So I really love Panthers -4. I think that might be a best bet. I think that might be one that I throw in some parlays. Love that. Love Panthers -4. Saints, Washington football team. I like the Saints there. Being favored by 1 on the road. I just think the Saints are the better team. They're getting hard to bet though. They're getting hard to know who it is, know what kind of team they are. But still like the Saints there. Titans over the Jags at -4. Titans are on the road, but I mean that one's really going to come down to AJ Brown, Julio Jones, and even their offensive line. See who's healthy. See, just see how they're doing. That's going to be an interesting one. That's definitely a wait and see. This is what I was talking about with the Lions. Lions, Vikings. Vikings are -8. They're at home, but 8. That's a bigger one. Lions +8 just sounds nice. Like I don't know what it is, and that I could have a problem. Let me know if I have a problem, because that one is, like I said, I like the Lions. I don't know why I like the Lions. This one I like a lot too. Packers -3.5. They're on the road against Cincinnati. Cincinnati, like they're good. They're much improved. They're making my under win total look like I'm an absolute idiot, which I am a little bit, but don't hold that against me too much. The Packers they're a lot better than just being 3.5 favorites over the Bengals. So like Green Bay a lot. Giants and Dallas. This one's a tough one. 7.5. It's a divisional game. It's in Dallas. The Giants have been playing people tough. They really have been, especially lately. Like Danny Dimes has looked good. He threw his first interception last week, but it shouldn't really count. It was really Hail Mary to end the half. Just kind of a desperation, throw it up there, see what happens. Got picked. You can't really hate on that. So that doesn't really count against him. Shouldn't count against him. This next one scares me. Niners at the Cardinals. Cardinals are -5. I don't know how to feel about that one. I think I think the Cardinals are the much better team. The much better team. Like not even close, just a much better team. And I mean, San Francisco, they're dealing with their injuries again. I think Arizona's defense is now better. I think their offense is obviously much better. But five, that's kind of one of those numbers where it's like the 4.5, 5. That's always kind of a tricky one. And a nice divisional game. And Arizona is home. I think I probably will lean Cardinals here, but these early look aheads, they're fun. They're fun just to kind of get the brain going. A little brain exercise. Kind of get the thoughts, get the juices going. That's also what the little caffeine mixed with the what the podcast is named. Whew, like I said, great coffee. Love it. Okay. Buffalo at Kansas City. Kansas City is a 3-point favorite for Sunday night. I love Buffalo in this. I love Buffalo. Love, love, love Buffalo. Buffalo +3. Buffalo money line. I think I'm going to sprinkle it. Like Buffalo. I think Buffalo wins this game. The Chiefs defense just cannot stop anyone. Cannot stop anyone. And even their offense is looking, it's not quite what it was because I think teams starting to figure it out a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what they're figuring out, but it seems like every game they're just relying way too much on, Patrick Mahomes, go make a play, go throw it, Tyreek's down there somewhere, which, that's tough to stop. But that's you can't do that. You can't do that every single week. Just it's impossible just throwing it up there. So I love Buffalo on that. And then Indy and Baltimore. Baltimore's -7 and hosting. I like the Ravens in that one. Um, I think they get that dub uh, pretty handily. Although that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be a big Monday night decision that you guys will hear me say next week as I'm here I'm going to be here starting every Monday, 5:30 Central Time, 6:30 Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be kind of a similar format. I'm going to do kind of a little recap. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a shorter recap based off each week. Then kind of get into my Monday plays and then a little look ahead and just kind of whatever else is going on today. Hope you guys are all watching on Twitter and enjoying Twitter because what happened today, Twitter might be what you got. So I hope you guys are enjoying Twitter, listening, watching on Twitter. Oh man, it is Spooktober. Sorry, I'm speaking of Twitter, getting on it now. But we're also on YouTube, Twitch, GTD Sports, GTD Sports, GTD Sports. We're here. We're ready. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Happy to be a part of this group, this family, this network. It's a lot of fun. Appreciate them having me on and welcoming me. It was a lot of fun to be on their podcast last week, and now this is going to be my regularly, excuse me, a little too much coffee, regularly scheduled time, 5:30. We'll go 5:30 to 6, 5:30, 6:30. We'll start getting some guests on here as well. Have some fun. So it's not just only going to be me with solo pods. So we'll see. Once again, I'll read off my best bets and what I am on here for today, for Monday night, because we are now a little over an hour away. Chargers -3. I think they win. Derek Carr throws an interception. Hunter Renfrow, the juicy play of the day. Hunter Renfrow over 4.5 receptions. Keenan Allen, don't burn me again, over 81.5 receiving yards. And then Darren Waller to score a touchdown at any time. It's going to be a fun night. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are getting through this, or hope you guys all have a good week. Hope you guys had a good start to the week. And be sure to follow at GTD Sports on Twitter, their YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. Then you got me on TikTok. Also, betting on the rocks. You'll see that. Going to start posting some more stuff out there. It's a lot of fun, something to do. And, social media. There's not a ton of social media outlets out there anymore after today. So for sure, we'll be on TikTok, Twitter, at BettingMarksPod, at ZachRigger18. Going to tweet out my picks here shortly. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in. All two of you. I appreciate you. It's been a lot of fun, and I'll be back here next Monday. Let's go Chargers.